Good morning. What an honor it is to be here today, not only as the West Virginia Teacher of the Year, but also as a teacher in the Hedgesville community. I'm beginning my 10th year at Tomahawk Intermediate teaching 5th grade, and it's my 12th year overall being a public school teacher. So how special it is to begin this school year and my closing months representing West Virginia, dedicating a library to the community where I teach. I remember going to the library often growing up. I'm from the north end of Berkeley County, Marlow in particular, and I remember doing the summer reading program at the North Berkeley branch, filling out my light blue reading logs every night. And I also remember going to the Williamsport branch of the Washington County Library as a young child, which to me was like a book palace because it had those big white pillars. It still does, right beside Byron Park, and I just thought that was the mecca of all libraries. And I also remember one summer checking out the same origami book all summer long, renewing it right before it ran out. And there's probably a kid out there that's very upset they didn't get to learn the origami that summer, but I knew how to make every single thing in the book by the time that was over with. So, as a teacher with 25 to 28 new children of my own each year in my class, I see the need every day to draw children to books, to words that increasingly are necessary to make improvements in a digitally driven world. However, even though we are driven by technology in our schools and in our society, it's the simple stories and the characters within the pages of books that really, truly have the power to influence chapters of our lives. And I just wanted to share with you some of my favorites. And one of the best things about being a teacher is that I get to experience things through the eyes of a 10-year-old. So these are some of my favorite books to share with my students. There's Dewey the Library Cat. It's a wonderful story about a stray kitten found in a library book drop who goes on to make a library in Iowa his home. And it is a true story. A book that our guidance counselor gave the 5th grade teachers 2 years ago was Wonder, about a student in 5th grade with a disfigurement who is experiencing middle school and needs help from his friends and his school community to be accepted. And then my personal favorite, a copy of which I am going to be donating to the Hedgesville Public Library, is The Fingertips of Duncan Dorfman. It's about 3 middle school students who are going to be participating in the National Youth Scrabble Tournament. And I love this book, not only for the values that it teaches about teamwork and motive, but also because I love the game of Scrabble. So it's a wonderful book that I enjoy starting the school year with, and I'm hoping that it becomes a book that some student loves so much here at the Hedgesville Public Library that they renew it time and time again, just like I did my origami book. But more so than that, we're in an age where things are digital, and as the Teacher of the Year this year, I wanted to create something that students across the state could use to keep up with my travels and to read content through the internet. So I'll very quickly introduce you to someone. This is Berkeley. Berkeley has been my West Virginia version of Flat Stanley this year. And what I have done through a blog is I have documented my travels through the eyes of a little black bear, who's also a very good representative of our state symbols. And he has shared through a blog everywhere I have traveled this year for the K-2 students in West Virginia. And I have bookmarks that I will share with you if you would like one, where you can access Berkeley's website about all the places he's been. He's been all through West Virginia. He has been to the White House, and he has been to Space Camp, except he really needs to get writing about that, doesn't he? Yes, got the back-to-school blues there, boy. Okay, let's take her. But more than any chapter book growing up, my favorite thing to read was nothing other than a reference atlas that came with my Carmen Sandiego computer game. But the reference atlas really captured my attention. And I would read over it over and over, from the descriptions of the flags to the gross national product, although I probably had no clue what that was at the time. But I was mesmerized by the size of our world, by the capacity there was to learn about people and areas of the world that I may never visit, but only learn about through the words and books. And that's why, in an era where we can access anything, books, magazines, the latest headlines, with a swipe of a finger, libraries are all that more important. They have the potential to serve as a great equalizer in promoting literacy and providing access to all. It extends the role of public education to that of the community. And with this beautiful, beautiful new facility here in the heart of Hedgesville, it is my hope that it becomes a place of self-directed learning and change in the way that we need to grow and contribute to what is needed to empower others in this world. For in spite of all the books and technology that make up our libraries, it's you, the people, the characters that bring them to life. Just like the faces that are etched in the books we read, be it a little orange cat in Dewey the Library Cat, a fifth grade boy in Wonder, a team of Scrabble players in the fingertips of Duncan Dorfman, or a little black bear that is traveling West Virginia and the USA, it's the lives of others that, from others away, that really make us who we are today. So your involvement in this facility, your use of the Hedgesville Public Library and Berkeley County Libraries in general, not only writes the chapters in your life, but in those of others. So I want to challenge all of you that have gathered today to open up this beautiful new library to be, in fact, a page turner. Please be a page turner for yourself and for others, for your family, for your community, for the kids that live down the street. Seek out the books and materials that will improve yourself and the lives of others. Use what you have to reach your goals and help others reach theirs in return. Let the words you read move you forward and help move our community to where it needs to be in the 21st century. So I will close this out with my challenge to not only be page turners, but a very important question as you check out your first books from Hedgesville Public Library. What are you reading, West Virginia? Thank you.